Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. It's no longer news that Governor Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State has defected, but what is news is what his predecessors and PDP is telling Emmanuel, and which definitely is making Emmanuel to begin to re-strategize. The question now is, will Emmanuel, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, survive the tsunami that is about to move against him? Don't forget, during his defection, some of his commissioners refused to go with him. Before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Emmanuel has formally defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC), triggering a political rift with his predecessor and political mentor, former Governor Udom Emmanuel. Now, the move, which took place within the last 24 hours, was accompanied by defection of several state and national assembly members, as well as some 7 commissioners. Now, the unexpected shift has generated significant controversy within the state political landscape, especially given Emmanuel's emergence as governor under the PDP platform in 2023, with strong backing from Emmanuel Udom. Now, the former governor has publicly criticized the decision, describing it as a betrayal not only of his personal trust, but also of the people of Akwa Ibom State who voted for under the PDP banner. In a statement made available to journalists, Udom Emmanuel expressed shock and disappointment over Emmanuel's alignment with the ruling APC, especially during what he described as a time of intense hardship and economic difficulty in the country. He questioned the moral justification for joining a party that, in his view, has failed to adequately address key national issues such as insecurity, inflation, and rising cost of living. "I am deeply surprised by this development," Emmanuel said. "This is a time when Nigerians are facing severe challenges, hardship, insecurity, and a high cost of living. One would expect any well-meaning leader to distance themselves from the party responsible for these problems. Instead, we see the governor throwing his weight behind the same party." Emmanuel further alleged that Emmanuel's defection is motivated by personal political ambition rather than the collective interest of the state. He accused the governor of seeking re-election at all costs and predicted that the people of Akwa Ibom State will resist any attempt to impose a second term without accountability. "We all know the governor is desperate. He is fighting tooth and nail to secure a second term," Emmanuel said. "But mark today, Akwa Ibom people will stand against such desperation." In a show of support for members of the State Executive Council and legislators who chose not to defect with the governor, Emmanuel Udom commended them and commended those who resigned from their position in protest. He said their actions reflect integrity and commitment to democratic values, adding that their decision should inspire others to uphold their interests of the state over personal gain. Let me quote him again word for word. He said, "I want to congratulate the commissioners and other appointees who have the courage to resign," he stated. "It shows that we still have people of integrity who put the people first." The former governor also urged the PDP members and supporters across Akwa Ibom State to remain steadfast. Despite the recent political shift, he assured them that the party remains strong and capable of reclaiming its leadership role in the state during the next general elections. "I call on PDP members not to be intimidated. We will reclaim our mandate in 2027 with the support of the good people of Akwa Ibom State," Emmanuel declared. That the defection marks a major shake-up in Akwa Ibom political scene, raising questions about the future of party alignment and the state and potentially reshaping power dynamics ahead of the 2027 elections. As the news spreads, political analysts and stakeholders are watching closely to see how the PDP responds to the internal upheaval and whether the APC gains a stronger foothold in the South state. wow, a lot of Nigerians are really wondering. It's probably going to be a power tussle, of course, between Emmanuel Udom and Godswill Akpabio. With this defection, of course, one would just understand that the person that's now in charge by default has to be none other person than Godswill Akpabio. Now, he probably may use Udom's boy as his political son. But let's find out what CPPDP is saying concerning this. According to the conference of professionals in the People's Democratic Party, which is known as CPPDP, has actually criticized Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omorino over his defection to the All Progressive Congress (APC). The move, as they describe as descent into political self-destruction. Well, Omorino is not saying that as self-destruction. He believes that it's actually forging ahead of his political career. Okay, but then let's see how this whole thing plays out. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on this latest move with Udom Emmanuel literally telling Emmanuel that you took our mandate because of your selfish interest of by all getting a second term bid. You took the PDP mandate to APC, but we mark today that the Akwa Ibom people will definitely speak and they are ready for whatever showdown that will come out of it. What's your take? Do you think that genuinely Akwa Ibom people will speak as a case? Don't forget that in APC, we are already seeing Godswill Akpabio already, marshalling it, and now he's the leader, and definitely Moreno is going to be his boy. But what's your take?
Well, like it has been proposed by many, predicted also by many, there's going to be an implosion in APC that will shock Nigeria, and that may possibly lead to the tearing down of APC. Don't forget that with the level at which APC has been securing ground and the strategy adopted by the national leader, that's talking about the president, a lot of them were sure that most of the PDP states are going to hijack it. For example, in Delta State, there are some senators who were overly interested in the governorship position. But now that the governor has decided to join the party, it's going to be a huge trouble. We're counting days. And the same thing with Emmanuel. Let's be very clear about this. There are a lot of guys in Akwa Ibom State who are like Bob. I know Oba also. There's this other guy, Oba, and all of that. These guys were very strong dudes, in politics. None of them tested it. All of a sudden, emergence of one guy from somewhere Nigerians don't really know. I personally, he's into hospitality, but I don't know him. A lot of other people do not know him. So I'm so sure that he's going to see a different politics. Because if there's anything that the Senate President will want to do is to assume the position of the godfather of Akwa Ibom State politics. That's what he really wants to do. Because, hey, come on, what Wike has done, I have all the money and I can do it. So what will happen is that he will take a position and begin shopping for someone who will. And now, during the period of elections or during the period of primaries, that's when you will know that a lot of them will be sidelined. And I'm so sure that he will be sidelined. And when he's sidelined, he will start hunting. And as at then, and one of the things I know that for Akwa Ibom is I've seen Obodo Babio, I've seen him being sidelined by PDP. That's the way they handled him during the last election. He was shocked. He was thinking that he was very eminent, but Akwa Ibom kept him where he belonged because number one, PDP in Akwa Ibom believe he betrayed them by going to APC. So even winning his own ticket was not easy. You understand? We saw all what happened. You understand? But finally, he won, and we saw the whole thing that happened and all of that. Today, the cases are still in court, and some of those professors who were behind the whole thing, some of them are in prison now. So, come 2027, one thing I can assure Umoino is that he may not get APC ticket. Because a lot of people are in the queue who had been overly loyal to the Senate President. The Senate President will want to come to the fore and make a decision as it has to do with it. And don't forget, as we're talking right now, Bola Tinubu does not know more, Let's be real. If, for example, someone like Enugu State Governor moves to APC, I can assure you that, what's his name? Mba. I can assure you that Tinubu loves Mba. We've seen him. He talks so well of Mba. He talks so well of Oti, So even if those guys will fly the governorship ticket or in governorship election, he will just allow them, whatever that comes out, they will take it the way it is, because one of the things they don't want that one party system to stand. But you see, Akwa Ibom State, Rivers, APC must win in those states. It's not something that they will struggle over. APC must win in those states, because he wants to have a testimony. And what's the testimony? That when I was the president of Nigeria, I was able to sweep across board, At least maybe we had like 5 states that are other parties, maybe Labour Party, AP, PDP, 1. You can share it among them, NNPP, 1 and all of that. So that's going to be the situation. So him going to APC is going to face one of the toughest moments in his political life, which he doesn't even have experience. And then another thing that may likely happen there is the people of Akwa Ibom State will fight. They will fight to keep PDP in that state. The only person that I think may be an issue right now is just this Bahaha that is going on in PDP. Where that's why we see the likes of Wike still trying to hold on the position of secretaryship in PDP. So that when you bring your form, if they don't sign it for you, there's nothing you can do about it. That's why the National Convention, that is coming up, where they will have to elect new people. If they are really serious, they must make sure that secretaryship position is stripped from him. He must not control him. He may control any other thing, but that secretaryship, because that is whatever Bola Tinubu wants to do. Wike, make sure that this person is not signed in and all of that. So that's the situation.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?